Hello and welcome everyone to the video. So I have prepared a presentation or a PDF on the subject why chess should be taught in school or why you should learn chess. Chess will not just act as a tool to improve your mental prowess, but also teach you essential skills which are to be used in a real-time situation in life that you will encounter. So the first thing is chess enhances or elevates your creativity, innovative thinking ability, plus critical thinking abilities. So what is critical thinking, you may ask? It is the objective analysis and evaluation of an issue to form a judgment. So it means that there are no biased views or looking at an issue from only your own perspective. So how can one enhance their creativity and critical thinking ability? You can do it with chess as a medium by developing five things that as a whole is critical thinking. So they are strategic thinking, tactical awareness, analytical thinking, pattern recognition, and problem solving skill. So let's go to each of them in short details from the PDF. So the first thing is strategic thinking. Strategic thinking is about having long-term plans and foresight. So for example, a student may go to school to learn about specific subjects, and their long-term plan for that may be to simply pass for the finals exam and proceed to the next grade. This will teach you on how you can make smaller goals as stepping stones to reach the end goal through foresight or strategic thinking. So the second one is tactical awareness. In sales, you will learn about tactics and find out how you can do so over the board. Tactical awareness means being able to grab the opportunities which may be given to you in real life. Many people actually fail to grab the opportunities that come their way, maybe due to not having the skill set or ideas of how to do something. It is said luck favors the ones who are prepared, so chess will actually help you be more aware of your current skill set, not in life, not just in chess, to make sure that you are able to grab the opportunities when the opportunities knocks at your door. So the third thing is analytical thinking. So analytical thinking is the process of using available information already at your disposal to the maximum potential. It is a management skill on how you are able to use the resources you have at your disposal. The fourth one is pattern recognition. I like to think of pattern recognition as a connecting of dots kind of thing. It is matching new information with the ones in your memory to understand the problem. So you can see here, for example, the missing number for the sequence, as you can guess, is 4. You were able to guess so with pattern recognition. The next one is problem solving skill. So how do you solve a problem? The first step is to define the problem, then determine the cause of the problem, then you can identify, prioritize, and select alternatives for a solution. Then at the end, implement the solution. So as you can see in the picture, it's about defining the problem, and as you go on, you make plans for the problem. Through creativity and innovative thinking processes, you try to find the cause of the problem, you set goals to solve the problem, you think of alternative methods to solve the problem, then at the end, you implement the solution. So that was it for the first one. So let's go to the second. So the next is time management. If you didn't know, chess is actually played with time constraints, and both players need to make the move by utilizing time given to them to the best of their abilities. So let me show you how time constraints are implemented in chess. Let me just go to the website, and I'll be able to show you on the screen. Okay. So, okay. So this is a chess block. So as you can see here, it's 5 and 3. That means you are given 5 minutes with a 3-second increment. So as you can see, it's white to play. So the first move is made by white in chess. So he makes a move on the board and he presses his clock, right? So he presses his clock and his time stops and his opponent's time starts to decrease. So now it's black's turn to move. So black does the same thing. He plays a move on the board, then he stops the clock, and his opponent's time starts to decrease. His time is stopped. So as you can see, the 3-second increment is currently being added to the clock. So for each move, Let's say, for example, at 4:45, I'm going to stop the clock. Okay. So white had played a move and he stopped his clock. He was given an additional 3 seconds increment on his clock. So it was 4:45. Now it's 4:48. And so the game goes on like that. So just in case one of the players is unable to deliver checkmate or is not able to win the game, so his time has now decreased to zero, right? So it's actually called flagging. So if the player is has flagged, then it is defeat. So the player that has flagged on the clock is defeated, even if he or she may have a better position on the board. So that was for how chess clocks work and how chess implements time constraints and how you may be able to learn how to manage time through chess too. So let's go back. So back to the presentation. Chess teaches essential life skills to approach challenges thoughtfully with calculated risk-taking, limited information. Yeah, so chess teaches you how you can make informed decision and manage time effectively. So for this, I'm going to give a simple example of a student during exam. He or she may not know the answers to all the questions, but they can manage their time effectively by first solving the easy ones, or the ones that they know how to solve, then going into the harder ones later on, saving them more time that can be allocated to solve the harder questions. So in this way, chess teaches you practical essential life skills to approach challenges thoughtfully with calculated risk-taking with limited information. So the next thing is discipline. So chess teaches consequences of actions through rewards and repercussions. This is to show sportsmanship, respectful learning environment, instilling the value of hard work from becoming better than yesterday to overcoming adversaries. So the first and the best victory is to conquer self. That's a quote by Plato. In says, your actions are either rewarded or punished without delay. So yes, the consequences for the moves you make on the board will be instant, and you will learn to face the problem without being able to run away from it. From this, you will understand the value of hard work and why discipline is important. So moving on to the next is mental stimulation or brain exercise. So as you can see in this picture, okay. So the ADHD symptoms. So ADHD just means attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. That means that nowadays people are really constantly on their mobile and they are not able to focus on some of the things. So ADHD symptoms in students, especially children, may have difficulties sitting still. They may be forgetful, they may be careless, like not they don't do their homeworks and become late to class, or they may take risky behaviors like jumping off a flight of stairs instead of walking, and they might not get along with their peers. So chess can actually help students with this by okay, from developing perspective, by improving their memory, by deepening their focus, by deepening their attention span, and other cognitive functions too. So the next one is developing mindfulness. So developing mindfulness. Developing mindfulness means maintaining a moment by moment awareness of our thoughts, feelings, bodily sensations, and surrounding environment through a gentle and nurturing lens. That means from your own eyes. So I have put a link to a video that's a minute long on the subject of mindfulness. So you may pause the video and pause the video in the link and come back. I'll just give you 5 seconds. Hope you are back. So in short, being mindful means being present, being in the present moment and being aware of what you're thinking, what you're doing without letting your mind wander off into different directions. So I hope you understood what mindfulness is. So the next thing I would like to talk about is flow state. So chess helps for faster transition to flow state. The term flow state describes a mental state in which a person is completely focused on a single task or activity. They are directing all of their attention toward a task and they do not experience many thoughts about themselves or their performance. It is also called or known as being in the zone. Developing calmness under pressure by learning to regulate emotions, enhance the ability to handle high pressure, but not just at the chessboard, but these things carry over to practical situations in life too. So chess can help you to not be easily provoked and be calm under pressure too. So the next thing is bridging the gap or neuroplasticity. So what is neuroplasticity? Neuroplasticity refers to the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new connections and adapting to changes in its environment. This adaptability occurs throughout life and allows the brain to learn, recover from injuries, and adapt to new experiences. So, as we are talking about neuroplasticity, I would like to talk about chaos theory too. So, I'll just pull it up. So, chaos theory. So, chaos theory states that within the apparent randomness of chaotic complex system, there are underlying patterns, interconnections, constant feedback loops, repetition, self similarity, fractals, and self organization. So actually, case theory means states that there is no randomness in anything. So, for example, if a student is good or bad, if he's doing good or bad, it is due to repetition, it is due to interconnection of all the things, and it is due to self-organization, self-familiarity, and all of that. So let me explain it to you through a metaphor. So a metaphor for this behavior is that a butterfly flapping its wings in Brazil can cause a tornado in Texas. So I was just telling about the case theory, and what it means is that whatever you do, even the smallest things can have a profound effect in your life. So that's what case theory is all about. So for the final point on why chess should be taught in school or why you should learn chess is because chess is a gentleman's or a lady's game. It is civilized and it's really fun to play. So for the summary of the presentation, I have made a few points which I'll be reading out to you. So there are no age, gender, culture, or language barriers in the game of chess, meaning you can play the game with anyone. And as there is no age barriers, you may be able to see someone who may be even 5 or 6 years old playing with someone that may be 90 years of age. And for gender too, there is no gender bias as both girls and boys can play the game without there being an unfair advantage on the basis of your sex. You can play chess with someone who may not speak your language or whose language you may not know, as long as they know how to play the game. So chess is a philosopher's game played by a set of guiding principles, meaning that there is no exact only right or wrong moves that may be played. There will be situations where you may need to make difficult moves, which will have both good things as well as bad things going for it. So you'll need to make the moves with informed and calculated tricks. As I have already talked about neuroplasticity in the video, so I'll just read out what I have wrote in the PDF. So neuroplasticity, it peaks in prepubescent children. Therefore, it may be the opportune time to capitalize on teaching correct technique, movement, and skills. So that's why chess should be taught in school during an early age. The next is that chess develops a growth mindset. I won't actually be going into detail on what is growth mindset and what is fixed mindset, but to give you a brief description of what those mean, a growth mindset believes that intelligence and abilities can be developed through effort and learning. However, a fixed mindset believes that intelligence and abilities are innate and unsensible. So you can pause the video and look at the picture here to understand more, or watch a video, read articles on the subject later on to learn more. So chess is an international sport. There were 186 countries that participated at the 44th Chess Olympiad on 2022. I think there were 195 countries that participated in the 45th Chess Olympiad held recently, I think 6 months ago in Budapest, Hungary. So yeah, chess is an international sport. International Chess Day is celebrated on 20th of July every year. So chess can be played in a limited space, so you don't need a big ground or a hall to play the game. And if an individual knows how to play the game well, they don't even need a chessboard or pieces to play the game. They can play by calling out chess moves, which is also known as blind chess. They can rely on mental visualization and communication through chess notations. So, unlike other sports like football, where minimum number of players required for each team is 11, so that's 24, 22 players, and for basketball it may be 6 or 8, depending on if you are playing 3 by 3 or 4 by 4. Chess doesn't require a large number of people to play the game. Two players is enough. Chess doesn't depend on weather or climatic factors, which may diversely affect many other sports. So, if there is rain or snow or it's really sunny, it doesn't affect the game as you can play it under controlled environmental conditions in your room. Chess set is not expensive, so unlike other sports, which may require tailored equipments for the game or a large ground, a general chess set is really not that expensive. So chess can be played remotely too, so you don't even need your opponent to be physically present next to you. You can play the game with anyone from all over the world on websites like chess.com or lichess.org, which are really good websites to play the game on. So I've included some screenshots from chess.com and lichess.org. So this is from the chess.com website, and this is from the lichess.org website. So that concludes my presentation on why chess should be taught in school or why you should learn chess. Thank you for watching and I hope you liked the video. If you have any comments or questions, you can write them down on the comment section and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.